It's Saturday Night Baseball to close out this three-game Eastern trip for the Kettleers as they find themselves in Brewster tonight to take on the 1-2-1 Brewster Whitecaps. Welcome back to the Kettleers pregame show, everyone. I'm your host, Tim Crowley, and what a night it was over in YD last night. After losing two straight road games, it was the Kettleers offense that finally found their groove, scoring 16 runs with no inning bigger than the eighth run third inning, fueled by that big grand slam from Luke Gold out of Boston College, the first of his two home runs on the night. Brett Roberts getting going later as well with three extra base hits, including his big three-run home run of his own in the eventual 16-5 win for the Kettleers to snap that two-game road losing streak. It's the third straight Eastern game on the road after Orleans and YD here on Saturday night, and it's the Kettleers offense that will look to get it going in this game tonight. But before we head over and preview Brewster's starting pitcher tonight, let's take a look back to what Coach Roberts thought of the win yesterday in YD. It was our own Lauren Kirkley talking to him after the win.
Coach, it seemed like everything finally started to click tonight. What can you accredit that to?
The players. I mean, these guys like to play, and they're very competitive, and I know all 10 teams are, but I really like our club, and it's fun to go to the ballpark every day. They like to practice, and as I told them afterwards, you know, everybody can see the good things that happen. You know, what the coaches are trying to look for as well are the little things that we need to go back to the park and work on every day. But it was wonderful to watch him play that well tonight.
What did you see in Ryan Long in his first start of the summer?
Well, he hadn't pitched in 2 years. I asked him that in the huddle. How long has it been? I knew it had been close to that. And I just saw a very mature, competitive young man who's extremely intelligent, both on and off the field, baseball sense and book sense. And he really just loves to pitch. And I'm so thrilled for him to go back and be able to pitch. And his head coach at Pomona Pitzer is a good friend of mine and said, look, this guy's a great guy, and he is a really great guy, and I think he's going to get better and better as the summer goes along on the mound.
Going into your next Eastern Division matchup, how big was this win for you guys?
Well, I think you always want to stay 500 and above. So, you know, I don't look at it. I never use the word big. I just, all 40 games, this year it's 44 in the past, but all 40 games count the same. And, you know, I don't know if they're going by percentage or points. I haven't figured it out yet this year. I've heard both. But, you know, we'll kind of add it up at the end. But I think we have a respectable club, and I think every time we play, I think we're going to see some pretty good things happen, win or lose, and that's the fun of the Cape League.
Congrats, Coach.
All right,
From Red Wilson Field, Lauren Kirkley.
Once again, that was our own Lauren Kirkley with Coach Roberts following the 16-5 win over YD last night. But to close out this series, we're here in Brewster tonight, so let's take a look at the Whitecaps starter. It's going to be Mason Burnett out of Auburn, who did have a losing record in 2021 in the SEC, but has that blazing fastball that can sit around 97 miles an hour, a little more velocity than the Kettleers are used to. We'll see how they make the adjustment tonight. In his first start, Burnett went 4 innings with 4 Ks. Knowing that fastball can be his out pitch, the Kettleers looking to adjust to that velocity tonight. You saw it just a minute ago talking to Coach Roberts, so to preview the Cotuit starter tonight, we'll go over to our other pregame host and our sideline reporter, Lauren Kirkley. Lauren?
Cotuit back on the road again tonight after a big 16-5 win last night against the YD Red Sox. You could say that the momentum is definitely in their hands. Last night we got to see everything finally click for the Kettleers. The bats were hot, the pitching was consistent, and everything finally started to come together. Tonight, starting on the mound, Justin Mice, a 6'2", 170-pound right-handed pitcher out of Eastern Michigan University. Now the Cats are 1-0 with Justin's first start of the season on opening day, and they're looking to make it 2-0 to finish up this Eastern trip. Now, let's take it to the Carries for CarryCast.
Third straight game on the road, third straight game against Eastern Division opponents. The Kettleers come to face the Brewster Whitecaps at Stony Brook Field. Hello again, everybody. I'm Stefan Caray, joined by my brother Chris for CarryCast. Yeah, 16-5 win over the YD Red Sox yesterday brings us to Brewster, where they're facing their third straight Eastern opponent on the road. It should be an interesting one today, Steph. Luke Gold and Brett Roberts accounting for 10 of the 16 runs that came across. Big night at the plate for them. Different spots defensively. Luke Gold playing second base, Brett Roberts DH. And Chris, what do we expect to see from them with the gloves tonight? Well, you're going to see Brett Roberts DHing, as you said, and then Luke Gold's going to get another shot at second base like he did in Bourne in the game that didn't count. I have a feeling that this game today is going to count against Brewster, but he did well with his opportunities that he faced defensively, and we've shown and seen what he's been able to do with the bat all year long. Justin Mice on the bump for the Kettleers, 3 1/3 on opening day. Didn't get the win, but only allowed 2 runs. Effective work. The righty from Eastern Michigan comes back out looking to get his first win of the season and put the Kettleers above 500 for the first time this season since opening day. Yeah, and the bats, there's been no shortage. So relief pitching needs to be addressed. Starting pitching has been good as well. Mice is no exception. Starting did well against Wareham, trying to do even better here today against Brewster. Expect to see guys like Andre Granillo and Chris Troy coming out of the bullpen, but the Kettleers need to get it done.
Thanks, Chris and Steph. The lineup that scored 16 runs last night will be back in action with John Rhodes back in center field. Now let's throw it to Tim to wrap up this pregame show with his keys of the game.
Lauren, thank you so much. To close out the pregame show here on Saturday night, here are the 3 keys for a Kettleers win tonight. Number 1 is keeping the bats rolling. No one's expecting 16 runs again. No one's expecting 8 runs in an inning again. But find a way to keep that offensive consistency rolling into tonight and bring that confidence that you found in YD. Number 2 is finding which reliever are you going to get your bulk out of tonight. We've only seen starters going about 3 innings max for the Kettleers so far this season, and it was Jake Brooks last night that really gave some solid innings out of the pen. If we're following the strategy of Justin Mice coming in and starting, maybe we see a little bit more of Andre Granillo tonight, who was great over his 3 innings of work on opening day. And the third key, just find a way to win. Taking 2 of 3 on this Eastern trip before returning home to Lowe Park for your next 3 of 4 games is going to be crucial to get this Kettleers season starting right. Well, that'll do it for the pregame show. We'll be joined in a little bit on the postgame show with Coach Roberts, interviewed by Lauren Kirkley, and then I'll take you home on our postgame report to close out this Eastern trip. So for the Kettleers pregame show here on the Kettleers Digital Network, I'm Tim Crowley. Get ready in Mix LR tonight with Chris and Steph on the call.